folks, how you doing? How's everyone doing? It is Monday night, the 3rd of November, 10:35 p.m. Doing my usual random YouTube live. I never plan these, I just jump on here when I feel like it. I don't want it to become too structured and feel like this whole kind of, or make it seem like I'm an organised guy with this stuff. Because I just do this stuff because it's fun. It's my whole philosophy of YouTube. I'm not trying to chase views. If people want to watch stuff, it's cool, but I'm just putting it out in the world. But yeah, anyway, I found some tracks. I've got some tracks set up. I'm just going to jam along some tunes, and if you got any questions, hit me up. So this is Spicy Funk Fusion Guitar Backing Track in G minor from Jam Along Tracks. Don't know what it is, never seen it before. I know it's in G minor. See where it goes. That level's a bit high. Hopefully you're hearing it all good. it's just a bit of fun and silliness. How's everybody doing? How's your Monday night or Sunday, wherever you might be? It is, yeah, like I said, 10:39 p.m. So I'm on the Fractal, as usual. Got my in-ears. I just have, these are cheap ones. These were like $30, but they work. Yeah, so did I just jump on here? Having a bit of a problem with this wiring and this guitar. I've got to get it sorted. I want to do a video about the whole setup, but I think I've done something wrong with the with my dodgy soldering. Bridge pickup cuts out. Super annoying, but I'll get it sorted. I think typical me, when I was going to solder it, I cut the wire. I tested the end of the wire, and I used the wire strippers to just take a little bit of the shielding around the outside, and it was like, oh, good, right? And then you go like, right, you cut it to length, and then you strip the end again, and this time it took a big chunk of wire out, and I was like, damn, now I'm really short, so I had to kind of extend a wire, and that's why it's a bit dodgy. And of course that's a blender knob rather than a tone control, because you have volume, tone, and then blend. And I think because you're blending in the bridge pickup and the bridge pickup not working, that's when it's scratchy and whatever. Anyway, super happy with the Sir Riot pedal that I got. I plugged it into an amp yesterday though, and it sounded like absolute garbage. And what it was I had to have the pedal, the amp so low that the pedal just sounded fuzzy. You really need to have a distortion pedal, any kind of pedal, overdrive, distortion. It's got to be hitting an amp that's kind of got some cooking on it. Like even this is my clean tone. It's kind of clean, but it's got a bit of, you know what I mean? So I can't wait till I can crank up the amp and then try it properly. Learning this, starting to learn this Paganini piece. It's kind of a fun one. Yeah, anyone who's watched that movie Crossroads will know it as this, right? Right, but I've been trying to learn it properly, right? And the actual Paganini version, and man, that dude was a mofo. You know, could really play. I'm gonna find another track. This is jazz, funk, guitar, backing track, and G minor, same key, same thing, different speed, I guess, different, we'll see what it does. Hopefully you're hearing this all okay. I should probably check this on my phone. I have done these live streams before where I didn't check it and I just jumped on, and then the backing tracks weren't coming through, and it was just like guitar coming over the top. It was so dumb. And as I asked people, I was like, yeah, it has a sound, and they were like, yeah, it sounds great, but should there be a backing track? And I was like, oh no, here we go. Let's have a look. Unless someone's in the chat, then jump on and let me know. I was like, be a backing track? And I was like, oh no. Sounds like it's going. Cool. So this is from the same YouTube channel, Jam Along Backing Tracks. It looks like a newish channel. It's only got 5,000 subscribers. But this video came out 2 weeks ago. It says jazz, funk, guitar, backing track, and G minor, 115 beats per minute. We'll give it a try, see what it's like. Hopefully it's not smooth jazz. Okay. Hey man, how's it going? Oh yeah? No, that's the Fractal, so that's just direct. It's what I usually use on these, because it's nearly 11 o'clock at night, and so yeah, no, this is not the amp is here. No, I'm not running through. Couldn't run an amp at this time of night, so yeah, it's just Fractal. I'm using the FM3. This is my clean tone, which is the I was going to say Fender amp, but it's not. It's a Lone Star, Mesa Boogie Lone Star clone, which is basically a Fender amp. And then the other sound I used had a bit of delay on it. So I've just changed to be an analog delay, which I kind of like. And then I've got the Sir Riot pedal, which you've seen that video I put out the other day. It's this one, which I really like. This pedal's great. So yeah, it's just that. It's pretty simple. I have a couple of other sounds set up in here like this. Kind of want to play Purple Rain with that sort of sound, right? The handmade amp too. I didn't actually homemade amp. I didn't actually make that. I just took an amp that I already had and I put it inside a new head. So that's exactly what I was thinking. And then I sometimes use this sound as well. Tremolo is one of my favorites. And then I set up this sound as well. It's real dry and bright. For those in between phase, out of phase sounds. And then there's one other sound I have set up here, which is this one. It's kind of fun. I'm gonna find a backing track for that. Kind of feel like playing that tune. One of my favourite Benny Golson tunes. Whisper Not backing track. That's what we want. I just love this tune. It's so good. Benny Golson just knew how to write a tune that worked. See if there's probably an ad on that one. Oh no. This is Eagle Heart Jazz Channel. Jazz backing tracks.
1, 2, a 1, 2, 3.
Just feels wrong playing that on a Strat. It's the wrong sound. It's very, bright kind of thinner sound, and you're trying to play jazz guitar. Still, I like that tune. Kind of an interesting tune. It's way harder than a lot of people think, This NES drives me nuts. In fact, I'm going to change this up. Give me a sec. Yeah. I don't know what it is about those ones, but they tangle like all the time. Oh my god, so much better. Ah, so much better. Yes, it's an interesting thing, because once they're in and they're kind of sealed right, they sound good, but if they move slightly, you lose all the bottom end, and they just don't. So that's what I was saying about that tune. It's kind of a tricky one, that Benny Golson tune, Starts in C minor, descends down C minor of a B flat, A minor 7, the 6th chord, D. Oh, I've lost my sound on one. There we go. G minor. Right now we're essentially in G minor. Does the same descending line down. But then now we're in the key of D minor. Which is 2-5, right? And then alright, so we started in C minor, we kind of modulated up to G minor. Well, that's not too radical. But then we end up in D minor. So we started C minor, we end up a tone. It's unusual to kind of modulate up a key like that. You know, I mean, unless you have your classic kind of key change where the whole song moves up a key. But it's not. That's all within the A section of the song, right? And then the bridge is 2, 5, 1 in G minor. All that kind of stuff. And then goes G minor. Cycles its way back. So it's kind of trickier than you think. So much easier to play with these. I'd actually love to not have to wear headphones at all, but I have a microphone here just out of shot. The microphone would be clipping. I assume the guitar's clipping actually, because it kind of looks like it is. I'm going to bring it down just a touch. Probably it's with this. So let's get pretty close to clipping. Down a touch. Oh, Edward Van Halen, eh? The master. I think Eddie Van Halen's probably my favourite rock guitar player. You know, like proper rocker. I think Edward's kind of the guy, right? Like, I mean, there's loads of players whose playing I love, of course. And, you know, I mean, Hendrix, you know, I wouldn't really even call Hendrix a rock player, although his music had elements of that. But, you know, like actual rock guys, like Van Halen's got to be it, right? And not just because of the soloing and the finger tapping and all that stuff. Like, his kind of rhythm guitar approach was badass. You know, kind of like just he swung the beat a lot of the time. You know, it felt really good. Any questions? Anything you want to know? No, I think that's that one. Anything you want to know? Like something like that, right? Some interesting things kind of go on when you do stuff like that, right? C minor over B flat, A minor 7 flat 5, up to D, and then I go D7 flat 9 up to G minor, right? So I used like a chord to kind of get me to the next place. Right? So D7 sharp 9, F sharp diminished, which is really just D7 flat 9, but an inversion. G minor. So there, E minor 7 flat 5, and then I'm going to go to an A7 but descend down 3, and then A7 sharp 9 sharp 5. So out of that, and D minor. Hey man, how's it going? Question here says, ever tried an 8-string guitar? I have. I've tried a 7-string and an 8-string. I don't know what to do with either of them. It's so confusing because we register a lot of stuff from like the bottom string, and we know we go down a string, we're on the A string, right? And on the A strings is C, D, E, G, A, stuff like that, right? But it's based on knowing where this string is. As soon as you add one more string below it, it's just confusing as heck. I find the same thing when I've played 5-string bass a few times. I don't know what to do with it. It's like 4-string bass, fine, I can make it work because I play bass sometimes on sessions. I don't do it on gigs, but on sessions I'll play a bass if there's a bass line needed, especially if it's something simple. If it's something kind of more complicated, then they can get a bass player. And And I play bass on a lot of the tracks that you hear on here on YouTube and stuff, because I'm not going to bring a bass player in for that, I'll just do it. But I have played an 8-string too, and that was even more confusing, right? Now you got 2 more strings to deal with, you know what I mean? Like, there's enough going on with all this. I think a lot of music that I play too, funk, fusion, blues, jazz, contemporary styles, you know, pop, soul, stuff like that. There's not a lot of call for an 8-string for me. So I have had the occasional session where I've had to do kind of heavier parts. You know, maybe I'll have to do a part that's kind of... that sort of thing, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't play this, I'd play my Les Paul or something like that, and I'd probably just detune it. You know what I mean? Like, if I needed a lower note, I'd just detune it, put a thicker string on and detune it. Yeah, that's probably how I get around it, but there's not a lot of call for that for me. You know, I mean, there's a lot less session work now than there was when I first started playing. You know, I started playing, I did my first session, I think, when I was about 16 or 17 years old. And, you know, I've been doing them ever since. And but there's definitely less now than there was then. You know, there was so much session work around then. I mean, we're talking 30 years ago, right? Is that what it would be? Yeah, probably. What am I now? 46. So yeah, 30 years. Crazy. But 30 years ago, there was a heap of session work around that even some kid, 16-year-old kid, would get sessions. You know, which was me. Now, man, it's only the established players, which is now still me, in this town at least. But the thing is, it's only really the established players, and there's not a lot of work even then. Do you know what I mean? Used to be a whole lot of TV work around here, you know. Sorry. Sore shoulder today, so I'm kind of got to take it easy, but I was teaching a student tonight and I showed him Blame It on the Boogie. I've been starting Michael Jackson songs with him because that Michael Jackson stuff, Off the Wall and Thriller, those albums, man, that's some of the best funk rhythm guitar stuff you're ever gonna hear. So it's like, it's really good stuff to kind of work on with students and sort of get them playing proper music, you know what I mean? Like, get them grooving. Because often I find with a lot of students, it's like they're really good when it comes to, you know, maybe they'll have some blues licks together and some couple of rock riffs or whatever. But then you get them to hold a rhythm down like that and just kind of make it feel good. Man, and they're all over the place. The tempo's moving around, or they're speeding up, slowing down, whatever, you know, so. Thanks, man. What time is it where everyone is? At the moment it's 11 PM here in Wellington, New Zealand. You know, one thing that really annoys me with these live streams is I can't play any songs. You know, I'd love to put on a song and just jam along with it. Oh, it's 10 a.m. there. Oh, right. 10 a.m. on Monday or 10 a.m. on Sunday? Like, because depending where you are, it could be like a whole day before. No, it must be 10 a.m. Monday, I assume. Let's find another track. Yeah, I'd love to play along to some songs, but every time I do that, I get like on Monday. Thank you. A whole lot of copyright notices or strikes, not strikes, copyright notifications or whatever you call them. So this is we'll try this one. This is up funk guitar groove backing track jam in E minor from Guitar Improvisation.
Oh, jeez.
So I don't know what it's like, but I feel like playing some funk music, especially with the Strat. Those voicings, man, those are underrated. Phil Wilkinson is fantastic. I really like his backing tracks too, because they're actual real players. You know what I mean? But that's an underrated chord, man. You know, B flat, E flat, G, D. People don't use those voicings down that low. I guess there's this thing that we're taught with chords that if you play chords too low, they kind of mush in with the bass. Good, right? Like it's kind of a thing, right? Right, that sounds lush. Hey Aaron, how's it going, mate? It's really cool. So B flat, E flat, G, and D for an E flat major 7, right? A flat major 7. You put a tremolo on that, and everything's cool with tremolo. Thanks, man. I'm super happy with this, Sir Riot. Seems to work. Let's try this. This is up funk guitar groove / backing track jam in E 115 beats per minute, and this is by Guitar Improvisation. I don't know what the track's like. We'll see. I just feel like playing something funky. Why is that clipping? Ooh. Ah, I see. Sudden something I got something whack going on with my wiring in this guitar at the moment, as I mentioned. If you've just joined, I think the issue is to do with how my dodgy soldering on the old bridge pickup job, because I really don't know what I'm doing. But I've noticed that it, see what I mean, so cutting out and get it to go like there, but I think that's why it was sounding really muddy. It was like in a weird kind of place. That's better. Yeah, I love this, how thick that right pedal sounds. It's awesome. There we go, there's the top end back. I don't know if that was how it was sounding to you all, but to me it was like, I'd lost kind of the top end on it. It was like, see what I mean? I really want to go to that. See, there it is. Real muddy again. Yeah, maybe I should just swap guitars. Why don't I do that? Because this is just going to be a pain in the butt until I can get it fixed. Just a bummer because I love the Strat, but thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great week too. I'm going to play this old dog, the old Paul Reed Smith, 1991 custom 22 soap bar. These were crazy expensive. Way more money than they should have been, but they were kind of custom in those days. It's not like the big factory kind of stuff that you have now. And I like it. It's cool. On the, like, if you look at the serial number there, I'm not going to show you it exactly, but serial number's written in pen. That's how old school it was. This was made in 1991, and I dropped it today, so that was pretty clever of me. But it's not the first time I've dropped it, and it won't be the last. There's a pick there. How does the strap work? Oh, I've got strap locks on it, if that's what you mean. There we go. Now that I'm in tune. Very different sound, isn't it? No, so they're these shellers, I think they are. They have a little button thing on it that you pull out, and it pulls a little pin that's inside there. And the pin goes into the slot, so they kind of hook on, and then you slot them in, and it's locked. It won't come out. See what I mean? And so yeah, they're cool. Cheers, man. Thanks. I just love it when the weather's improving. It's feeling like we're moving into summer now, finally. So that's the riot again. This guitar's not in tune. It's the problem with when you drop guitars, like they usually survive it, you know, unless it's like a Les Paul or a 335, but you know, the old Gibson headstock, but things kind of need to settle down again, you know. It's like the equilibrium gets messed with. Must be all those beers that you're no longer drinking on the stream. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I did think about bringing a drink down for this, but I actually can't drink beer anymore. I've realised recently that I have a gluten intolerance, so there you go. But I have found some gluten-free beers, and they don't taste as nice as normal beer, but it's either that or nothing. Or put up with the consequences. One thing that's interesting about this guitar that a lot of people don't realise is actually blue. Crazy, eh? Like if I put it at that angle, you'd think it was black. But now if I get it on just the right angle, you can see the blue in it. A lot of people are surprised when they see this guitar in real life. They're like, oh, it's actually blue. Yeah. I tell you though, man, it's made a big difference figuring out the gluten thing though, because, man, I felt sick for like years. Like, I'm not kidding, years of just like weird things going on with my stomach. Some churning sometimes at night. I'm like lying in bed like feeling achy. And then finally got to the bottom of it. I feel so much better. But I do miss beer, like actual beers. The gluten-free ones, there's one I've found that's really good, which is a hazy beer made by Guitarist, a local brewery here. They make a gluten-free one and you wouldn't know. You just swear it was like a proper craft beer. But it is what it is. Any questions? So it just sounds very different than the Strat, this guitar. It's fatter sounding. I probably could do with a bit more top end actually. I'll put some treble on it because I think it needs it. I'm gonna go 7. Come on, hurry up. Let's try this and let's go 4 and let's go 6 and see what that does. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I put strap locks on every guitar strap I have, and you can buy just this end because it's not a standard size pin. It's got to fit this thing. So I put the strap locks on there. I've got about 3 or 4 straps that I use that go between the different guitars, and then I buy the end pin to just go on all of them. So I can use the same strap on the Strat. It's got the same end, see, it's got the same end pin on there. Totally got to have them because, man, you don't want to put dents in the floor with your guitar. Hans does a good gluten-free beer. Oh, good to know. Also, Corona is labelled gluten-free in the States, but they don't have the same strictness as Australia. Your wife is celiac, so you still do. Yeah, celiac's even worse, right? Because you can't even mess with it, right? Like, I mean, if I have it, I just pay the price. I'm not gonna get sick from it. Maybe I should play some blues. How about playing some blues? P90 guitar. I feel like playing some blues. See what comes up. Oh yeah, I know this one. This one's basically Help the Poor. It's a real nice track, actually. So I'm going to do that. You know, I missed the digital one there. There we go, that's better. Sometimes a good beer on a hot day is worth a couple of squirts. Well, for me, it's not so much that. I don't really get that. For me, it's more I feel like I've been punched in the stomach. You know, like sometimes once I've had gluten and for, like I've been through 3 or 4 different diets with my doctor trying to figure out what the hell it was. And then one day we went out for pasta one night for my daughter's birthday. It's a really nice Italian restaurant. It's amazing. Had a heap of pasta. I had beer that night, and man, I felt like someone had like uppercutted me in the stomach or something, like proper, like in the bread basket, you know. So I was like, I'm sure it's gluten for us, so I cut it out, and boom, that was it. Anyway, this is a Robin Ford style backing track in D minor, Mr. River. It's basically Help the Poor. Headphones are cutting out now too. Man, all my technologies, I think it's this, because as soon as I wriggled this little bit, it came back. All my technology's dying on me today. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Whew. You want to hear some altered runs? Altered lands? I'd forgotten that backing track has a little glitch in it where they must have cut two together or something. But, yeah, sure, man. I can show you some of that stuff. The basic premise of it is on the D minor chord. I'm kind of playing D minor sounds. Then it goes to G minor, right? So kind of standard minor blues stuff. But then on the B flat and the A 7 sharp 5. So the B flat, I'm kind of thinking B flat Mixolydian or B flat arpeggios, or Lydian dominant. It's a good sound. And then on the A, I'm thinking A altered, right? Which is basically just the jazz minor, or if you want to call it that, or melodic minor upper step. So on A, I play B flat. Starting from there, right? 7th mode. So basically, what I'm doing is B flat major, but with a flat third, because the melodic minor is a major scale with a flat third. So 1, 2, flat 3, and the rest is just B flat major. Let's start from there, right? It's that sound, right? Just resolve. I can't do tomorrow, sorry. I wish I could. I have a lesson with a kid in the UK, Ethan, and then I've got a funeral to go to. Dougal Spear, who was a friend here in Wellington, kind of one of the people who started the Capital Blues Club, and I played hundreds of gigs there over the years, and he was always at the club, and I knew him a little bit. Like we never really kind of hung out outside of the club, but I knew him from the club, right? So we had many conversations. He was actually a really cool guy. But yeah, it's his funeral tomorrow, so sadly got cancer. But he knew his time was up. He told me, he said, man, he goes, I got cancer, and I was like, oh shit. And he goes, they've given me a year. He goes, basically I'm fucked. And I was like, oh man. But the plus side of it was they gave him a year and he got 6. So, you can't ask for more than that. If you're given a year and you get 6 more, well, So it'll be nice to see everyone tomorrow, even under those sort of circumstances. Thanks, Aaron. But I mean, we could do Wednesday or another day. Hit me up, and then we'll find a time. Yeah, so the way to start on that altered stuff, if you want to get into that, right? Start here and kind of go, right? Alright, there's your A altered, which is B flat jazz minor, as I said, the ascending melodic minor. And then find a position up here that works for you too. The bottom half of it's going to be the same. Alright. Got to adjust for the B string. So as long as you know those two, you can do a lot with just that. I have a good one, Aaron. Yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and we'll book in a time. That'd be cool. Sorry, I can't do tomorrow. I see why the boost was on. I had a booster on and it was clipping. Yeah, that explains that. I was wondering why the level was so hot, and you probably saw me reaching down to turn the fractal down. And the reason it was so hot was because I'd hit the boost button before. Dummy. Cheers, man. Have a good one. We'll talk soon, eh? It's funny, eh? This guitar feels so different than the Strat. The action on this is way lower. It's really low, and it seems to maintain it. It's a shorter scale, it's a 25-inch scale, so it just feels all that bit different. What I should play. Give me 1 second, I'm just gonna swap guitars. The dirty old Telecaster. They're a beast to themselves. You can do so much with a Tele. Now I got to turn that treble down. Amp 5. In fact, I want that down a little more than that. Let's go with that. There we go. You can pretty much do anything with a Tele, you know what I mean? That needs the adjusted. Let's try that. There we go. I wonder what it sounds like with this. Sounds good. Maybe I should try that Robin Ford track again. No, let's do something else. Let's do something else. What do we got here? Robin Ford style backing track in A minor. Haven't done this one before. We'll see what it's like. This is Douglas Lopez. Kind of sounds like Robin. pretty cool track. It's a pretty cool track. It's kind of Thriller's Gone type thing. I actually quite like the Sir Riot with the telly. I think they sound good together. Telly's got enough bite to kind of cut through that pedal because it's a pretty thick sounding pedal. Like that. Any questions, people? It's just about been an hour. I usually try to keep this to about an hour, but if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll do it before I can sign off. I do love playing the telly, though. There's just something about these guitars, you know. They're not the most comfortable. As you can see, this one here, I've actually like rounded a little bit. It got a really nasty chip on it. It must have hit something. I don't know what happened, but you got a chip there, and it was kind of what would happen is you put your arm on, right, and you'd have a shirt on, and it would catch on your shirt, and you'd kind of feel like you're going to rip clothes all the time and whatever. It was really uncomfortable. So I had to round it a little bit, and I got most of it out. You can actually see kind of where it was. It was somewhere around here, I think. Yeah, so I just took it a little further than it probably needed to be, just so it's a little more comfortable, and it makes a huge difference. And then because of my age. They do a good jazz guitar tone, you know. You're hearing the microphone as well. Like that'd be passable. I can get away with that on a gig. Probably wouldn't be my first choice. There are no questions. Maybe more jam with the tablet here. Maybe switch all the different pickups. Oh yeah. You said something. Sorry, I missed your. Where was it? I busted out some country jams on the telly. All right. Like that's that sound, right? But my favorite on the telly, middle position, both pickups. You can hear how much that microphone's actually making, so there's difference to the sound. Like I can just leave it on that middle pickup all night and be happy, you know what I mean? Like telly kind of does it all, but you know, maybe not quite so much distortion. Yeah, so it's a Sir Riot with Telecaster and an FM3. Pretty simple kind of setup. It's 11:45 p.m. so I'm gonna turn in and call it a night. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone, and I will see you very soon. There's some new videos coming. I've got some cool ideas of stuff I want to put out. I haven't bought any new gear other than the Sir Riot, but I'm super happy with that one. Excuse me, sir, I'm starting to yawn, thinking about going to bed. Getting old, jeepers. But the Sir Riot's the only bit of new gear I've got. The guy at Fender did say a while ago they had some new stuff coming soon, so I'm hoping I can check out some of that. Be cool to see whatever new stuff they've got going on. Yeah, otherwise, thank you very much for being here, and thank you very much for all your support of the videos and everything. You guys are awesome. This is why I do it, because it's like, you know, I do this because people get something out of it, I hope. It's fun, right? Anyway, I'll catch you soon.